Hey y'all, it's Candy. Welcome to Style Holiday. This is the show where we show you how to live healthy in style. And today we are going to get some healthy bath relaxation style of the Outer Banks, North Carolina. And I'm going to tell you what hurricanes and bath salts have in common. Kind of a little stumper there for you to think about as we head through the show. But first, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited about the launch of our show. And we're going to have lots of spas. We're going to be live streaming from spas. We're going to be doing spa days. We're going to be doing episodes like this where it's like a tour and also a shopping show. So you get to like bring a piece of my experiences home with you. So let's get started. So the inn where we went recently, the Outer Banks, North Carolina, we stayed at this really amazing little B&B called the Inn on Pamlico Sound. And this is like a 12-room inn. It's two buildings. It was actually just one building. A guy from New York bought it and ran it as just like a very small B&B. And then he expanded and added like a gourmet restaurant. Their breakfasts have been called like by USA Today, National Geographic Traveler, the New York Times as like the best breakfast on the Outer Banks. And that's a pretty big thing because it's huge. I had no idea how big the Outer Banks actually were until we got there. And it is on Hatteras Island. So the Outer Banks is sort of like the Florida Keys. You go across a bridge and then there's like a little road that goes kind of across waterways and down through. And at the very bottom is Hatteras Island. And Hatteras Island it's the most residential, I would say, of all of the Outer Banks. It's got a lot of people that live there full time. It also becomes an island in certain situations. We found out that when there's a lot of rain, the road can get flooded, and they're sort of like, stuck down there until the water goes down. But that doesn't really happen very often. But it's just something that people that live on the other Outer Banks were like, oh, we didn't really want to live down there because of that. But I think that's kind of a cool thing almost, right? Like your own little island. And it's like a spontaneous island. And it's least touristy. There's not a lot of too much, shop. There's not really any chain or commercial. I mean, there's commercial, there's businesses, there's cafes, there's little shops, but there's not big chains or anything like that. It's just very, very secluded and just feels like a really awesome little retreat. And so anyway, so we found out about this because we were going to the Outer Banks. We were going to stay like on a different one of the banks, that's what you call it. And then Hotel Tonight had this inn on their website, and it was such an amazing deal. I mean, this is one thing, y'all, traveling down there like in February or March. Awesome time because it's not super touristy and you just have the whole place to yourself and everything is very reasonable. And I thought it was a great time. I mean, the weather's still warm enough. You can go out and walk and the sun was out. It was just beautiful. So anyway, at the inn though, this is actually the back of the inn. It's this picture here, and it's got so it has basically a boardwalk that just goes out, and then there's a little jetty there at the end, a little dock where you can just go and hang out. There's rocking chairs and all these little dunes that you see to the right, depending on where you're viewing this. And it's just so serene. I mean, sitting out there on those rocking chairs on the plains and just looking out at the sea, it's really amazing escape. And most of the rooms do face the water, not all of them, but most of them do face the water. And then the cafe itself, let me show you the cafe. So we had, breakfast is included in your stay, which is really cool. And it was so amazing. I'll show you here. Let me show you. Here's the view from breakfast. Let's see here.
Good morning, y'all.
For you to see that. There you go. So here's the view from the little cafe and restaurant. Isn't that amazing? And when you stay at the inn, the breakfast is included. And you can order more than one thing. Like, I didn't know this, but you can order more than one thing on the menu too when you stay there, and it's all included. So you could get like I had this asparagus and Gruyere omelet with candied onions. It was so good, and then I had like roasted potatoes, and then I also got some French toast on the side, and then at night it turns into like a full-blown restaurant, and then dinner's not included. And we weren't there. We missed dinner. Well, actually, they were booked up because a lot of locals go here to eat. This is like their go-to restaurant. And here, let me show you the breakfast. The breakfast was amazing. Like, look at this, y'all. Like, ignore my hand here.
Potatoes are
so look at the breakfast. Look at that. Yum. There's the omelet. And you can see how it's like a really thick omelet, and it was roasted potatoes, and then I had sausage, and it was like a locally raised and made sausage. So all of their food's organic, as local as it can be, right down to the coffee, which is roasted right there on Hatteras Island. And it was like really dark, deep, and it was just so awesome. I mean, I just can't tell you, this couldn't be a more perfect breakfast. You can't see here because the sun was coming in the windows, but it was just like, it was that view, just looking out the ocean, having breakfast. I mean, even Kevin was like, oh my gosh, this is like amazing. And really, we wanted that table. You see where that little man with the white hair is there? We got in and that table was empty, and so we like sat down real fast. We were like, oh my God, we got the best table in the house. But then what happened was this man and woman came in, and they were like, we've been waiting for like an hour for this table. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. But anyway, so locals do come, and they were actually locals that come quite often to breakfast there. Like I said, there's not a whole ton, of restaurants and things, but what's there is like super great quality. And so that's a little bit about the inn on Pamlico Sound. But let me show you too the inside. This is the gift shop. So when you go to check in, there's like a separate little house, and you walk in. We arrived in the evening, so we didn't really, and it was closed. They left all of our details for us on the counter and our room key and everything, so it was like no problem to check in late. They were so accommodating. But this was the gift shop, and I love that little pelican painting you just saw there. I'm going to try to find out who the artist is of that, because I love that. But these were the bath products in the bathrooms. Be kind. It was like honey, like a honeyed orange is what they smelled like. They were so yum. And so they sell those there. Those are the Hatteras salts, which we have for sale today. The Hatteras Salt Works, like farmed right there, right on the coast. And they even had some edible, like those are bath salts. They look like kind of like rock crystals, like how the Himalayan sea salt looks, and you put it in the grinder. This is like before it's ground. It looks like it's before it's ground. And they had some different fragrances. The one that we have today is smoked pecan. That was my favorite one. And that was actually farmed after Hurricane Matthew. And then, as you can see there were they had the coffee that they serve in the restaurant. I don't have any of that for you today, but we do have, and this is the cinema. So how about this? Have you ever heard of a B&B with its own cinema? This one has one. And if you're a guest there, they have a ton of movies. They'll show you how to use this. You can have your own little movie night. It's kind of a fun way to connect with other guests too, because there's all these like little common areas. People are just hanging out. And so you really meet and get to know the other guests if you want to. And but like I said, what we have today are what I just loved. It was my favorite thing that I found were these butter smoked pecan mineral bath salts, and they're by Hatteras Salt Works. And the reason that, well, a few things I loved about them. First of all, they were like a rock, like I said, like rock candy, thick rock crystals. So that looks just so appealing and cool, right? But here's the tie between hurricanes and bath salts, which this just blows my mind. But Hatteras Salt Works, you can read all about it on candyholladay.com in the description of the product if you go over there to buy this. But they farm from the most mineral rich, untouched waters, untouched by humans, waters that they can. They have like their own like salt farm right on the coast there of the Outer Banks. And after hurricanes tend to, they churn up the ocean and they bring out all the minerals and different good things that have been sitting on the floor. So after a hurricane, the salts they mine have more minerals, like extra minerals, than a typical salt will. And this one, the buttersmoked pecan, happens to be one that they got from Hurricane Matthew. There was a lot of pecan wood that was debris in the area. And so they created this salt, and it is just divine in the bath. It's very relaxing. It smells amazing, like pecan pie, like you're soaking in like a big giant pecan pie, kid you not. And they're just really yummy. And so I got in touch with Hatteras Saltworks, and they offered to have some for sale. Then this is actually a special price. This is $9 for 2 packets. Now, normally one packet, it's 2 ounces, is $7. And you can use that packet. You don't even need to use very much, like a tablespoon in your bath, because they're so potent, you don't need to use as much. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with y'all. And if you're interested, if you're looking for some bath salts, or like if you're looking for gifts, this is like an awesome kind of Christmas thing you could put to the side. And just go to candyholladay.com. If you're not watching this on candyholladay.com, then go to the side menu where it says shop the shows and just click on in at Pamlico Sounds. And that will take you to the product page, and you can buy these, and we will ship them right out to you. Actually, Hatteras Saltworks will ship them right out to you. So we want to give a huge shout out to them and to the Inn on Pamlico Sound for being such amazing, amazing hosts. I mean, y'all, I had a business call the day we left, and we were going to have to like find a cafe to sit at so I could do my call. But guess what? They totally were. We met the man who owned it when we were leaving, and I told him, I was like, do you know a cafe where we could go do some work? And he was like, oh my gosh. He was like, just, sit here in our conference room. So they have this really awesome conference room. Apparently companies have retreats and things there. And he was like, just hang out here, use our Wi-Fi still, do your call. And so I had this amazing, amazing call with this incredible view. Like, it was probably one of the best offices I've ever had. But anyway, but thanks for watching. Thanks for chilling with me. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about the inn, about bath salts, hit me up on Facebook. You can message me on our Art of the Spa page. So Art of the Spa on Facebook, just send me a message and I'll get right back at you. Or you can look up, I'm at Candy Holladay on Instagram. And of course, if you're watching this right now live, you can put your questions in the little chat box, and I'll get right back at you. So anyway, have an awesome day, and I will see you next episode. Don't forget, you can subscribe to our Style Suitcase newsletter on candyholladay.com. It says subscribe in the side menu bar, and I will send you heads ups when we're going to be going live again. So anyway, so I hope you have a really, really awesome rest of your day or night, and I will see you later. Bye.